Hi, I'm Phillips, and I'm here with Lori Toller, First Assistant Store Manager of Maurice's. And I'm going to ask you a couple questions today, if that's all right with you.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, question number one. What does a regular day look like for you at Maurice's?
A regular day at Maurice's. Well, Maurice's is a small town store. We're made up of a multitude of small town stores that make up one large corporation. So because of it, we have tasks that come from the corporate level and then trickle down all the way to the small town store level. So on a daily basis, as a manager, the first responsibility is opening the store, which just includes opening up the registers, printing out paperwork from the night before, also including goals for that day, and then making sure that the store is ready for business. We also then go through the schedule and take a look at who's working that day, make out a game plan, which includes each employee that's coming in, the shift that they're working, and the responsibilities that they're going to have that day for that shift, which would include sales goals and tasks that we might have them do. We also have to assess what tasks need to be done, which could include anything from working on the freight that we get in on a daily basis, just general cleanup around the store, those kinds of things. And then there's also the responsibility of closing the store at night, which just includes shutting down the registers and making sure that everything has been recovered and is ready for business on the next day.
Very good. Alright, second question. How do you handle conflicts between customers and between employees?
Okay. I think something that's important with a conflict with both customers and employees is just being empathetic of the situation. Really trying to put yourself in their shoes and understand wherever it is that they're coming from. Our policy when it comes to customers is absolutely to make them happy. So whatever we have to do, we definitely listen to their complaint or their concern, apologize for whatever part we did or didn't play in that, and then sometimes go as far as to straight up ask them, what can we do to rectify the situation and how can we make you happy and make sure that you're returning as a happy customer. So yeah, when it comes to a customer, we definitely go out of our way to make sure that we resolve that conflict in whatever way will appease them. When it comes to an employee, again, I think that we have to listen to the feedback that they give in terms of whatever conflict it is that they're having. If it's a situation with another employee, then as a manager, I have to assess that situation and determine whether or not I need to directly get involved or if I need to coach them in a way in which they can bring that to that other associate. The main thing is that we give open and honest feedback, that we get it all out on the table and resolve the situation, resolve the conflict so that we can move on and continue to better our business.
Absolutely. So, how do you go about setting goals for your employees for your store, maybe from your aspect and maybe from corporate aspect?
So, from our level, in terms of goals that we set for our associates, one of the main tools that we use to gauge that is our customer surveys. At the bottom of each receipt that our customer receives, they have the opportunity to go online and fill out a pretty in-depth survey in regard to the experience that they had while shopping at our store. So we review those pretty often, and we then take into account what our customers are saying about the time in which they had with us, shopping with us. So as an example, they have the opportunity to answer whether or not we are making a great connection with them. And if that's something that seems to be a struggle of ours at the time, then I may challenge our girls to not only greet the customer, but find out 3 other things about her. What she's doing for the weekend, how many kiddos she has, and her name. So that would be a challenge that then we would give each of them on a regular basis until we kind of see that improve in those customer surveys. So on an individual level, that's pretty much how we gauge that and where we go for that as far as setting those goals for our girls. From a corporate level, they give us basically the numbers. They give us all of the projected goals for our year, and we have those a year in advance. So we know overall as a whole what we're expected to do as a store and what those goals are. But then what we have to do is track that on a daily basis as far as, are we setting those goals? Are we overachieving or are we under? And then constantly adjusting our goals in accordance to how well we're doing. So not only do we have to keep track of our overall sales, but it also involves our average dollar sale, how many transactions we are processing a day, how many customers are coming through our doors and we are converting. They're not just walking in and walking out, but they're actually making a purchase. And down to the average dollar sale per transaction, as well as the units per transaction. So these are all numbers that we have to keep track of. Corporate sets goals for us, and we set out to achieve them. And I think one of the biggest things that we do in terms of promoting them on the store level is, first of all, just always being aware of what those goals are. Being very conscious. I don't think that you can get somewhere if you don't know where it is that you're trying to get to. And then secondly, just always working and coaching and paying attention to each other and making sure that we are saying the things that need to be said, that we're adding on to the fitting room, and that we're making that connection with our customers so that they continue to come back. So.
Sounds good. All right, last question for you. What's the biggest challenge you have to overcome of being a manager?
I think the biggest challenge of being a manager is the same as the biggest challenge in life, and that's just finding the right balance in it all. Yes, I have the title of a manager for Maurice's, but I'm still expected to be a sales associate. I have sales goals and that I have to achieve. I have to continue to make those connections with my customers. I really have to lead by example for my girls. So I have to keep myself in check in terms of what it is that I'm doing, and at the same time, paying attention to what my girls are doing. And sometimes it comes with having to give tough feedback, but I think it's also about perspective. When you keep in mind that your motive is to just improve them, and you believe in them, and you know where it is that they want to go and how they're going to get there, then you can't allow them to settle for doing less than their best. And it's really our job to bring that best out of them, even when it requires us having to have some tough conversations sometimes. But I think they thank you in the long run, because there again, it's not us just letting them drift by, but really giving them high expectations that we know that they can achieve. I think that there's just a whole lot on your plate as a manager, and it's just about learning how to balance it all and keeping that common goal in mind, which is just running a successful store and making sure that not only your customers but your employees always feel valued.
Very good. I'd like to thank you for your time, Lori, and again, I'm Kyler Phillips, and this is Lori Toller. Thank you.